Coming your way on Golden State Warriors today, we're going to take a look at what the Dubs have done up to this point in the NBA offseason, and we're going to calculate the best and worst moves that the Warriors have made or didn't make this offseason. Stay tuned. It's going to be a fun ride. So let's begin glass half full on a positive note because I like to think that I'm a pretty positive guy, right? Best move of the offseason, number one, it's re-signing Draymond Green. We know how important Draymond is to this organization, to the Warriors playing style, and to them wanting to continue to be NBA contenders. Offensively, defensively, his fingerprints are everywhere. And I understand a lot of people are kind of down on Draymond's dip in offensive production. He's still a really productive offensive player given the role that he has. High ball screens anywhere, backdoor passes, backdoor cuts, him just being so heady, the dribble handoff game, the pick and roll to the cup. And then defensively, last year, second team all-defensive player. So Draymond Green is still playing at a really high level. And to have a resume like this, we talk about the impact that he's having just now offensively and defensively. The Warriors' culture without Draymond Green would be completely different. And I honestly don't think this dynasty would be as good, as elite as it's been than if they didn't have Draymond Green. Mike Dunleavy Jr. on Draymond here. I think Steve has said it, and I'll reiterate it. We really want Draymond back. What he means to this organization, this team, in terms of trying to win at the highest level, we feel like we have to have him. That's very important. He obviously said that before free agency. He made good on those thoughts, and he brought Draymond back on that 4-year, $100 million deal, core member of this Warriors culture. Best move number two, it's the Chris Paul trade. And I know a lot of you are like, Chase, what are you talking about? This goes down as one of the worst offseason moves for Golden State, especially when you look at the trade. Who you got rid of? Jordan Poole, going to be a walking bucket in our nation's capital. I honestly think, and I said this at the time, he's going to have shot opportunities which are going to allow him to average between 25, 30 points per game. You send away Ryan Rollins, protected first-round pick, and a second-round pick in 2027. Is this team, though, with Chris Paul going into this year better? And do they have the same amount of championship hopes that they had last year, if not better? I think this Warriors team may have gotten better just because Chris Paul makes up for what Jordan Poole didn't give you. Heady basketball player, leadership skills, better defender, not going to waste some offensive possessions with some ill-advised shots. He's not going to turn the basketball over. You needed depth at point guard to take some of those ball handling responsibilities away from Steph Curry. You get that as well. And let's be real here. You might not like Chris Paul. You have to admit that he's one of the best of all time. That's why he's earned the nickname of Point God. The question is Chris Paul going to start or come in off the bench? I'd rather see him fortify that second unit because I think you risk a lot with him being in that starting lineup with your lack of size. Number three, Dario Saric. From the start of NBA free agency, we talked about the report from Monty Poole. I had said the move to bring in Dario Saric would make so much sense. He has big game experience playing in the NBA playoffs, NBA finals, overseas. He's a mini Draymond Green with a three-point shot. He's a better defender than what people give him credit for. And him on the bench unit as a 4 who can stretch, a 5 who can get the job done, with him identifying some of those backdoor cuts and the passing ability and vision that he has, special qualities to his game. I think this was the best pure signing of the offseason. Cheap, affordable, short-term, and it's going to pay big basketball dividends. Guy shot almost 40% from 3 coming off a torn ACL. I think those numbers could go up here as he heads to San Francisco. Giving Jonathan Kuminga is a win for me, and giving him a larger role is a win for me, is what I meant to say. So giving Kuminga a larger role is a win for me because I think he could be a really special player. And I think that if you were to part ways with him or bring in other players that help your win now window maybe a little bit more by sacrificing his development, would not be a good move. Let him breathe. Let him play. Live with some of the inevitable mistakes that he's going to make because he has to go through those mistakes, kind of like what Trey Lance has to do with the 49ers, in order to become the best player that he can be. He's young, he's raw, like Lance, but the potential is so clearly there. And we talked about Warriors Insider, the article that they had on Kuminga. We're aware that Kuminga wants to play more. The chance will be there for him this season. We need him to be ready for a full rotation role in our front court. Offensively, defensively, I think he's really going to be able to help Golden State. And I think that he's a freaky athlete who helps a team that last year suffered in that category defensively, but suffered from just a talent and athleticism deficiency standpoint. And I think that with a larger role here, Kuminga, he could give you 13 to 15 points per game. And then what he did at the crossover, Jamal Crawford's Pro-Am, was filthy. The hype meter at 1,000 after he dropped that 60 burger. Really excited to see him play this year, and my eyes will be peeled on him in the preseason, in the regular season, to see some of the strides that he's able to make. So with that, we tee up this. What was the best move of the Warriors offseason? Feel free to chime in. You're a part of the show just as much as I am as the host, and let me know down below in the comment section. Worst moves of the offseason. This is where I have to get critical of the Warriors' direction as a team. They didn't address size. Size was a problem against the Lakers. It was a problem against the Denver Nuggets. And it's still a problem against the Lakers and a problem against the Denver Nuggets, especially all other teams across the NBA who could boost a little bit more size in the Dubs. Like Saric is your biggest guy at 6'10", and he's really a 4, not a 5. Looney, Trace Jackson-Davis, Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, well, Chase, I mean, the Warriors have won titles without a true center. Andrew Bogut wasn't all that tall when he was one of the centers for this team. They've won plenty with Kevon Looney, but the NBA landscape in the Western Conference has changed a little bit. And we saw this Warriors team really struggle last year because of the size deficiency. You can't beat LA or Denver without that size. And with this size that they have, it is still a big problem. If you want to look fresh as summer winds down, you know I'm a polo guy. That's not me as the model. But if you want to wear this shirt to look like a model, you can get it right now. Chatsports.com/Warriors Polo. It's an awesome polo. It's very, very comfortable. And it's on sale right now, only if you use that link down below. We'll put that link in the comment section and description of this video. Another bad move, I think, for Golden State. Brandin Podziemski over Cam Whitmore. Cam Whitmore played really good in the Summer League. Like, really, really good. I believe he was the Summer League MVP, if I'm not mistaken. He was. 19 points per game, 5 rebounds, 2.5 steals, less than 45% from the floor. And Cam Whitmore at Villanova, I really liked him. I'm from the Philadelphia area. I watch a lot of Villanova basketball. He was a very highly touted recruit coming out of high school. Struggled a little bit with the Cats, but showed some NBA moments to me. And for him to slide this deep, it didn't make any sense on draft night. I had said it during our draft coverage, thanks to everybody who tuned in. And then Mike Dunleavy Jr. said, you know what, there were players that we had on our board who we liked and had above him. Brandin Podziemski was one of those. So clearly what Dunleavy Jr. thought was that Podziemski was a higher graded player on their board as compared to Cam Whitmore. Podziemski didn't look ready for the NBA level with how he played in the Summer League. Could be a problem. Get rid of the drama. So what I mean here is that you got rid of some of the drama with Jordan Poole, yet Draymond Green is still prone to being a drama queen. He still has this beef with Chris Paul. He's still said to not really get along with Jonathan Kuminga. And you really haven't addressed that issue. So Jordan Poole is gone, but the drama isn't over. And this is up to Draymond Green here to be a leader of this team and get over whatever is causing him to be irritated with CP3, which he probably has let go by now because of the respect factor, but still with Jonathan Kuminga. Remember when Monty Poole reported this for NBC Sports Bay Area? Draymond Green and Jonathan Kuminga's non-relationship is a problem, and it can only be fixed by Draymond. The new contract implies the Warriors believe he can fix it, but around the league, there are a lot of people saying, I don't know. Draymond, you better fix it. It's time to mature and get rid of the drama here, because if you have another drama-filled season like you did last year, It held you back as a team. You even admitted it because you couldn't go out on the road. Those are issues. Don't let it affect you once again. And then lastly, you lose Bob Myers. He's one of the best executives in the sport. A partial architect of 4 championships in 10 seasons. So in losing Bob Myers, it was the most significant move of the offseason, both good and bad. You can like him, you can hate him. This is a loss for Golden State. It's a gain for ESPN. I'm looking forward to seeing him and what he can do as a basketball analyst. But when you lose a guy like this, who not only has been a good basketball evaluator, but has also been a key figure in assembling this Warriors championship culture, that's an L. He's close with Steph, close with Clay, close with Draymond, close with Steve Kerr. That's obviously a loss. So what was the worst move of the Warriors offseason? I asked you for the best earlier. Now let me know the worst. And now we're going to summarize everything in case you just want that little summary here. So without further ado, let's do it. Here are the best moves of the Golden State Warriors offseason. Re-signing Draymond Green was important. He's meant so much to this team culturally, but also has his fingerprints on the game offensively and defensively. The Chris Paul trade allows you to get better in a couple of areas. He's not going to take the ill-advised shots that Jordan Poole did, not going to turn the basketball over. Now you have a floor general and a high-level point guard who can take some pressure off of Steph Curry because his usage rate last year was not sustainable. Signing Dario Saric, you get a high-level player at a position of need. He gives you a lot of size, has a lot of playoff experience and NBA Finals experience, and I love his versatility. And then giving Jonathan Kuminga a larger role is something that the Warriors had to do. You might have to deal with some of the challenges of him being a young, immature basketball player, but the talent and the potential is there. Those are the best moves of the Warriors offseason. Now let's go and summarize this. Here are the worst moves of the Golden State Warriors offseason. They still didn't address size. Dario Saric is their tallest player at 6'10", yet he's more of a 4. Taking Brandin Podziemski over Cam Whitmore looks to be a bad move. Podziemski really struggled in the Las Vegas Summer League. Cam Whitmore was the Summer League MVP. One looks to be an NBA-ready player. The other is probably going to be in the G League. One has an NBA body. Podziemski does not. The Warriors still have this ongoing drama where I hope Draymond Green is able to get over himself. He got rid of Jordan Poole. He doesn't have to deal with that anymore. But can he repair his relationship with Jonathan Kuminga? Has to. Can't let that be in the way of the Warriors' goals this year. And then losing Bob Myers, he's one of, if not the best executives in the sport. And anytime you lose a basketball mind like that, who's also been pivotal to the Warriors' culture, that too is a loss. Make sure you subscribe to the show. Help us get to 60,000 subscribers. We're 317 away. Can we get there with this video? I hope so.